Am I wrong? Cause I wanna get it on till I die. Am I wrong? Cause I wanna get it on till I die. Get it on till I die. Get it on till I die. Y'all remember me? I like the way you die, bro.
Welcome back to Flick Check. I'm Andrew Woltman. Now, before we get started, I'd like to say that we are in full support of marriage equality, and we salute the gay pride parade that took place yesterday across the nation. Now, let's get into some movie news. Shane Black, director of Iron Man 3, has been announced to direct and write a reboot of the Predator series. Now, we have the leaked ending where it turns out that the Predator is really just a drunk British actor in a costume. Pirates of the Caribbean 5 will begin filming in January of 2015 for a May 2016 release. Now, you know what that means. It's time for the cash cow. Now, just announced Pacific Rim 2, a sequel to one of my favorite movies from 2013, will be released on April 7th, 2017. I don't have a joke for that, because Pacific Rim was amazing. Now, a follow-up to Opinion Corner from last week, Kim Jong Un has threatened war if Seth Rogen's film The Interview is released in America. Apparently he didn't see my show last week. I'm a little hurt, but, you know, he's a busy guy. So, in order to try to soften the blow even further, I'll bring up some more examples. Now, let's talk about Saddam Hussein. Famous dictator of Iraq for many, many years, hated around the world. Now, I'm not going to give you the obvious example of how Saddam was parodied in American culture. I will point to one person that you'd least expect. Charlie Sheen.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Sure, that's what you're addicted to. Charlie Sheen killed his Saddam Hussein in not one, but two movies, Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2. Now, did Saddam start any sort of war over this? No! Kim Jong, learn to laugh at yourself, damn it. I mean, you're not... I don't even have any words for you. It's a movie. They're not saying they're going to come kill you in your sleep. Big whoop, you get made fun of. Saddam took it, Hitler took it. You know that people don't like you, except the fact that you're going to get made fun of. On a side note, Charlie Sheen, we'll take you back. I mean, just do some movies again. We'll take you back. And now the review. Transformers: Age of Extinction, which to date is the worst movie of 2014. And I'm going to give you my grade now because why waste your time? Check minus. This was complete garbage. There was no cohesive plot. The acting was wooden, with one exception. I'll get to that in a minute. The dialogue was terrible. The only thing that people may have liked, and I can justify, the cars are pretty cool. I mean, a lot of the visual effects, say what you will about Michael Bay, he does do visual effects well, so there you go. I'm throwing you a bone, Mr. Bay, but I'm going to take it back in a minute. Now, this movie, it's kind of like watching a friend play a video game. It could be fun, but you never really get to experience it for yourself. It's boring, it's way too long. Damn it, even the music, just the way they do the music, it's like, okay, this scene is kind of dull, let's just hit play and put on... I don't even know what the hell that was, it just sounded so generic. Now, I know you think this is just a dump fest, but I'm so angry because I thought Michael Bay had learned something, and he claims that he listens to his audience. Now, look at last year's Pain and Gain with The Rock, with Anthony Mackie, and with Mark Wahlberg. That was a good movie. I mean, obviously it wasn't anything high-caliber brilliance, but it was entertaining. It was a strong character piece. It made me laugh. But this time around, this was just terrible. This was complete, puerile garbage. Now, the acting. Mark Wahlberg, great actor. Horribly miscast. I mean, he's entertained to watch in the movie, and he's doing the best he can with this script. It's like putting Dolph Lundgren as a human nose in an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and hopefully Charlie and Mac will have that for you soon.
And fire off at the job! land where jobs grow on jobbies!
I thought we were going to get the clip from that episode. I mean, what was that? Okay, whatever. Now, I like Mark Wahlberg. He's a strong actor. He makes more sense to put in like a Transformers movie than, say, someone that's not famous anymore, who just ran around for 3 movies chasing Megan Fox and screaming like Robin Scherbatsky when she got proposed to by Ted Mosby. Now, Stanley Tucci, he's a respectable actor, but he's just pushed into comic relief in this film, and it's not even funny. It's just boring and sad to see. I mean, Stanley Tucci, I hardly knew thee. Now, the one actor who I think was actually acting and doing a reasonable job, none other than Kelsey Grammer.
This is Dr. Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
Now, we've seen him do a lot of comedy. I mean, he played Dr. Fraser Crane for years. I mean, maybe more than any person has played a live-action character on television. But when he does drama, he does it very well. If you saw the show Boss on Showtime, that was amazing. He's just this, like, roll-up-the-sleeves politician who just doesn't take from anybody, and that was incredible. Now, he brings that exact same type of to this film, too. So, he's strong, he's cunning, he's fierce. And that's why Kelsey Grammer gets to dust his shoulders off and walk out of this movie with dignity. And that's really all I can say about the acting. The rest of it was just... I don't really have anything nice to say. I feel like Michael Bay, you need to learn how to direct your actors. Now, as I mentioned, the grade, check minus. That's the worst grade I've given a movie. But we're not done. Oh no, we are not done. You see, Michael Bay has actually released a statement to critics telling them to lighten up. And I'm going to read that statement to you right now. $5 on Amazon. Best purchase I've ever made. You should definitely get one. They love to hate, and I don't care. Let them hate. They're still going to see the movie. What? What kind of defense is that? That's pretty much saying, yeah, it's terrible, but you're still going to see it. A director shouldn't defend their movie by trashing it and saying, you know what, you're going to see it anyway, what do I care what you think? No. In fact, a director shouldn't have to defend their movie, period. I mean, if you do, then that means that your movie does suck. But if you really have to defend your movie, you think of something like, look, this is what I really meant to do with this piece. Unfortunately, none of that actually applies to Transformers. Now, why do people keep seeing Transformers movies? It's not because of Michael Bay. The Golden Raspberries have proved that they're sick of Michael Bay. They're just hoping that we're going to get the Transformers movie that we've been rooting for. Now, I'm giving Michael Bay another chance because he's proved himself in the past. If you've seen The Rock, that's one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies, and that's really saying something, because this isn't about Nicolas Cage. That had a character, that had emotion, that actually had a coherent story. So, Michael Bay, look to your past. I mean, anything before Armageddon, which was maybe like 2 movies, learn from that. Now, if you can't get that back, get something that will help you express your newfound talents. Now, I'm quoting my buddy Isaiah Cox, good friend of mine, very intelligent when it comes to films. Now, he believes that Michael Bay would be perfect for an updated version of Power Rangers. And when I first heard that, I thought it was an amazing idea. I mean, you got the nonsensical violence, you got the lack of a real cohesive plot, and there's not that much character development unless you watch every single episode. Now, I think this would be a brilliant idea. It would make a lot of money. And I just got off the phone with Isaiah a couple minutes ago. He mentions, you don't really even have to change anything with Michael Bayisms. You could just stick his name on there and people will see it. That's a perfect way for Michael Bay to get back his spark and have people on his side again. In a place where he doesn't have to release statements saying, you know what, critics, why'd you see it anyway? That's basically like, come at me, bro. You didn't like my movie. Up yours. No, Michael Bay. learn from your past. Find what works. If nothing else, go with Ed Wood. Go be with Ed Wood. Do what he did. Just accept the fact that you're doing this for you. Now, hope is not lost, ladies and gentlemen, because next week, we get apes on horses! Ladies and gentlemen, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, one of my most hyped movies, other than Guardians of the Galaxy, opens next week! And I am extremely excited. This is probably the loudest I will get! Now, we have another reason to be excited, and this involves my show. Because stopping by the studio will be none other than Captain Dan Cahill from the Captain's Corner, my longtime rival and occasional friend. We will be discussing this movie mano a mano, or y mano, I didn't do that well in Spanish. Mano y mano! So, be sure to tune into that show. It should be a lot of fun. Now, once again, this has been Flick Chick. I, of course, am Andrew Woltman. And remember, if you're not sure about a flick, let me give it a check. Have a good night.
This is why we can't have nice things, Barry. You asshole!